Life in Rockhampton was going well. I was earning money from the bar job and had enough free time to explore the area. So, on my days off, I could explore. Here is a monument to James Cook. He was from just up the road from me, back in England. The monument was a singing ship that chimed when hit by the wind. The coast was only about an hour away from the city, but the environment was completely different, which I welcomed. It was a very hot day, but I forgot my hat, so I had to improvise. Nevertheless, the tracks were easy and the views lovely. It's the return of the turkey. They seem to be everywhere in this country. A whole beach, but replace the sand with tiny shells. I don't think I could come up with that in a dream, let alone consciously. Props to you, Australia. Time flowed on in Rockhampton as the weeks passed by. I occasionally put some effort in and actually made some nice meals. The crumped steak, as it's called, didn't work out too well visually, but it tasted good. Ideally, when cooking properly, I like to use butter, but I didn't have any way of storing it, so oil it was. I love mushrooms in a white wine creamy sauce. I didn't have butter or any white wine, but you know what? It was pretty tasty. The mushrooms do have to be cooked properly though, almost seared. I had 2 days off in a row and was leaving Rockhampton in a few weeks. I took the opportunity to visit the Blackwater tablelands. Now this was Australia. The scenery began to change pretty quickly as we climbed up the mountain. As the air became cooler, the tarmac diminished into a red dirt track. With a lot of holes, ditches and trenches, I might add. There were these big lizards wandering around, which were interesting. It was a peculiar place up here, recently ravaged by a forest fire. But life finds a way, and these new shoots were the proof. I was thinking that it must have been recent because I could still smell the scent of burning wood. I then found out that it was still happening. One side of the track was ravaged, scarred and dreary. The other, lush, vibrant and alive. Truly bizarre. I passed some more very free-range cows as I pushed on. At the end of the road was a walking trail which led to a mesmerizing waterfall cove. It was the kind of place I would imagine an ancient Greek god fornicating with a woodland nymph, if that's anything to go off, and I had it all to myself. Of course, I had to jump in. There was a lot of humidity in the air, so it was a welcomed refresher. I was slightly paranoid because I was completely alone and thought I saw something move under the water. Even so, I wanted to jump off the actual waterfall part, so I climbed over. It was a magical place. I feel truly privileged to have experienced it. There was a sandstone wall full of handprints, so I added mine. This one up here was rather impressive. I have no idea how they got up there. I walked to the top of the waterfall and, even though I hate doing it, looked over the edge. Cameras don't do things like this justice though, with the height. Now, as you can see, I was at the lower end of the fuel gauge and I had a horribly uneven road to traverse. I made sure to set off with at least 2 hours-ish of sun left, just in case. I got back to the campsite and collected some firewood. I prepared by snapping them all into various sizes. I had some pasta with pesto and then got the fire going. Some wood was slightly damp, so I hoped leaving it like this would dry it out. There was no signal up here, so I had to provide my own entertainment. This consisted of watching nature's TV, fire, drinking beer, and listening to Pink Floyd. In the late morning, I set off, as I was working later in the evening. With the hope that my remaining fuel would suffice, I tackled the road. Even though it's probably not great for the car, it's quite fun traversing and navigating through it, trying to find the best possible route. As the scenery began to shift, we were greeted with a wonderful sight, a tarmac road. Now it was plain sailing, and I could enjoy the views until I reached the bottom. I enjoy working for the routine and conversation, but days off to explore your surroundings, and in doing so, yourself, are important. And so, do yourself a favour. If you're ever feeling stuck or trapped, take a step back and do something new. I don't think you'll regret it.